Just in this morning, the family of a man who died while in the custody of the Denver jail just filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Denver Health and several members of the jail medical team. In February of last year, 71-year-old Leroy Taylor was in jail, begging for medical attention several times leading up to his death. He was found unresponsive in his bunk and later announced dead at the hospital. The lawsuit filed by his family claims medical staff at the jail did not give Taylor proper medical care. The lawsuit cites inmates and jail staff who claim medical staff could have done more to save Taylor. Taylor tested positive for COVID before he died, but an autopsy report says that he died of heart disease. 9 News will be reaching out to Denver Health for comment, and we'll have more on this story later today.
This morning, police in Arvada say they arrested the man accused of starting multiple dumpster fires this summer. Police say Trevin Taylor started 2 fires behind Arvada Marketplace. During an interview, they say he confessed to even more recent fires, like lighting a Jeep parked near his home on fire. Taylor told police that he has a compulsion to light fires when he's drunk. Police are recommending multiple felony arson charges to the DA. They're still looking for suspects in other fires around the city, and anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
New video shows ushers at Denver's Buell Theater escorting Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert out of a performance of Beetlejuice this weekend. They say other people in the theater had been complaining about people vaping, taking pictures, and causing a disturbance. An incident report shows Boebert and the person she was with were the subject of the complaints. Audience members said the two were vaping and singing, and when asked to leave, they got argumentative. Boebert appeared to take a selfie as she was escorted out. We sent Boebert's congressional office several emails to ask about what happened, but we have not heard back. She did hint at what happened on Twitter, saying she pled guilty to laughing and singing too loud.
It is now 6:04 on your Wednesday morning. This is a live look at the U.S. Capitol. President Joe Biden is now at the center of a new impeachment inquiry. Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced the inquiry yesterday. It focuses on allegations that during his time as vice president, Biden helped his son Hunter make money off his name. McCarthy is now directing the House Oversight Committee to open the inquiry. Some other Republicans have expressed doubt about whether there's enough evidence to support an impeachment. A White House spokesperson says witnesses and documents have shown no wrongdoing by the president.
New this morning, another lawsuit could keep former President Donald Trump off the ballot in 2024. A group of voters in Minnesota are suing, claiming Trump is ineligible to be president because he violated his oath of office after losing the 2020 election. They're citing the 14th Amendment, which says supporting an insurrection disqualifies someone for running for office. Last week, another bipartisan group filed a similar lawsuit to keep Trump off the ballot here in Colorado. Attorneys say win or lose, this case will be appealed.
6:05, and right now crews in Morocco are searching for anyone who might still be alive after the major earthquake there. So far, at least 2,900 people have died and another 2,000 are hurt. One woman in Aurora told us 13 of her family members are among the victims. Hanan Giwan says that the village where her mother grew up is destroyed.
There's no time for grief. My mom didn't cry, haven't cried yet. She's actually going right now to the village because she's like, I have to go.
Hanan says her family's biggest concern is shelter because they're expecting rain in the coming days. She and other Moroccans are raising money for tents and temporary housing, and we do have a link to the GoFundMe on our website if you'd like to help.
This morning, at least 10,000 people are still missing after a flood in Libya. So far, authorities there say more than 5,200 people have died. That number is expected to rise. A big storm caused 2 dams to bust. The floods destroyed most of the coastal city of Derna. Entire neighborhoods were swept out to sea, and at least 40,000 people are now without homes. This is the second deadliest flood in North Africa in more than a century. We've already seen at least 8 major floods across the world this month alone.
Yeah, on top of Libya, there have been big floods in Greece, China, Hong Kong, and parts of the U.S., just to name a few. Scientists at NOAA say seeing so many situations like this back to back is pretty unusual. They say climate change is definitely part of the cause. As waters get warmer across the world, storms can be more intense, drop more rain, and that leads to more severe flooding. They also say things like how dry the ground is can also play a pretty big role, like in Nevada, where dry ground ended up leading to the flood that left people stranded at Burning Man. But overall, scientists say big floods like this still aren't common enough to track data over a long period of time.
This week, we're also remembering the floods that happened here in Colorado 10 years ago. It started in the foothills in Jamestown, Estes Park, above Fort Collins, and then the water raced down onto the plains. In total, 18 counties were impacted. In Weld County, every road around Greeley and Evans was blocked by flooding. All the water knocked out the water treatment plant in Evans. It took months to get it fully online.
Whether it was 10 years ago or today, when a major flood or other natural disasters happen, you want to get the most accurate information as quickly as possible.
Individuals do seek information from wherever they can get it. They're cobbling together information from multiple sources.
That includes everything from TV, radio, and more commonly now, social media. Well, a decade ago, when Coloradans were dealing with unprecedented rain and flooding, social media was not as widely used by emergency managers to share information. These days, it's a go-to source. Despite that, Laisha Palin, a professor of information science and computer science at CU Boulder, says social media is still relatively new, and all-purpose platforms like Twitter, now called X, can sometimes bring too large an audience to a situation. That can also lead to targeted attempts at misinformation.
I think with disinformation, really the malevolent kinds of disinformation behavior, it's the ease of use that is the biggest problem of all. Whenever we have disasters, we also have a newly vulnerable space. Those who truly want to create a problematic information space, and not just one filled with errors of time or location, that's of course a place where that would be most opportune.
So Palin suggests creating new social media platforms built specifically to support public infrastructure. That includes ways to get information about mass disaster events out to the public.
So we have to think about the design also being supportive of regional responses or localized responses, and having a local kind of socio-technical response to events that allows for there to be this kind of mass coordination among people who are affected and who can genuinely help on the ground. And then we think about opening it up to a larger audience.
Now, Palin says that these platforms would have to be designed really carefully. She also admits starting a new social media platform isn't easy, though she thinks there is an opportunity for collaboration between public agencies and social media developers.